Good afternoon, my friends. This is Mr. Salinetro again with another video about birds. Today we're going to talk about what birds eat, and particularly we're going to focus on the birds that you might see around Pittsburgh, because that's where we are. And we're going to talk about what foods you can put out to attract different birds to your yard, so you can experience the variety of birds that live in and around our city. So let's start off with a few that I have here. Now, the first two that I'm going to show you are feeders that you only put up in the spring and the summer, because they only feed birds that are around in the spring and the summer. The first one is a hummingbird feeder. Now this hummingbird feeder looks like this, but they can look a couple different ways. It will go together like this. And what you put in a hummingbird feeder is sugar water. So we're going to make a sugar water mix. I already have it ready here. I've got a little bit of sugar and twice the amount of water. So we'll just mix this up. Now the reason that you fill a hummingbird feeder with sugar water is because hummingbirds get most of their food from the nectar that is in flowers. And nectar is basically like sugar water that flowers make on their own. Hummingbirds will also, they'll also eat bugs. They'll catch flies, eat spiders. They won't only drink nectar from flowers. But they will also eat insects too, but we're not going to make an insect bird feeder. We're just going to make one that has the sugar water. Now you want to mix it up really well, so that whenever you're done stirring, you don't see any sugar still floating in the water. You want to have it mixed up, so by the end, it looks fairly clear. So let's stop stirring that for a second. We'll let that settle. And let's start preparing our second feeder for the second type of bird that we're going to try to attract to our yard. Now this one is going to be a hummingbird, not a hummingbird feeder. I'm sorry, we just did the hummingbird. This one is going to be specifically for orioles. Now orioles, they will also eat different types of bugs. They'll eat nuts, they'll eat fruits. So what we have here today are a couple fruits that really attract orioles. We have some little oranges, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half. So we have two good halves. Then we're going to pop them onto these little things here. They're juicy today. That'll be good. We'll pop them on there. Orioles will come in. They'll love that. Let's cut up the second one. Orioles, like hummingbirds, like some sweet fruits. It gives them a lot of good energy to do the things they need to do during the day. So there's our fruit. Now the other thing we're going to give the orioles is grape jelly. Grape jelly. They love some jelly, because it is sweet as well, just like the fruit. It's a little bit easier to eat probably than the fruit. So we'll just give this a good squeeze. Oh, that should be good. That should be good. A nice, I don't know if you can even see that. Oh, there we go. A nice little bowl full of jelly, and we'll pop that right in the bottom. And that should attract some Baltimore Orioles. We'll see. Hopefully. I've tried it in the past and I've seen one or two, but I don't usually have that much success with orioles. Ah, look at that. The bubbles have settled and it looks like we've got some good clear water. All of the sugar is mixed up. So let's pour this into our feeder. Let me turn so you can see it actually. How about that? Fill it to the tippy top. We have a little bit extra. That's okay. We'll twist this on here. And you'll notice, let me flip this over quickly so I don't spill a lot. I might spill some. You'll notice that the hummingbird feeder, this is where they'll land with their tiny feet, actually looks like flowers. This will encourage the hummingbird to come because that's where they normally get their nectar, out of flowers. So good, we have our hummingbird feeder, we've got our oriole feeder, and some other birds may come to the oriole feeder too. You might get grackles, which are all black birds with a really beautiful yellow eye. They'll come in for a nice sweet treat. Starlings might come in. You never know which birds will come to your feeders. Even at the hummingbird feeder, sometimes orioles and woodpeckers might come to have a little sweet taste. So those are those two. Now, this other feeder is one that I made myself. This is a peanut feeder, and it's made with a slinky going around a bent hanger, and I use it to hold peanuts. So many different birds love to eat seeds and nuts, and especially peanuts. So what I like to do is I just like to pop a couple peanuts in here. Now they're out in the open and the birds can smell them, the birds can see them. They can fly in, they'll land right in here and they'll take a peanut right from out here and then they'll take it away. Now the bird that eats the most, of these around my house is the blue jay. And the blue jay will come and eat these, the woodpeckers will come, the grackles will come, a lot of different birds will come and sneak a peanut out of here. Now blue jays, what they will sometimes do is they will sometimes cache these peanuts. And cache means to take them and store them away for another time. So sometimes they'll come and they'll grab a peanut and they won't eat it right away. They'll fly it to a special hole in a tree that they have and store it away for when there's not as much food left. That's a smart thing for a bird to do. So it looks like we've got 3 good feeders here that are ready to hang up. So we'll hang these up, and then I'll show you the next couple feeders we have and what types of birds you might attract there. So let me get my phone here. Let's grab our hummingbird feeder. We're gonna take this out. We'll hang it right here in the front yard. And we'll see what we can do here. I have this hook here. I'll slide that loop on there. Now that hummingbird feeder is ready to go. It's right out in front of my house. I can see it from my window. I can see it from my porch. So that's ready to go. It's only about the first week of April now, so the hummingbirds have only just started to fly north. And they're almost in Pittsburgh. Some might be here already. But I'll bet in the next few days we'll see some hummingbirds. Let's get our peanut feeder up. I like to hang this one right by the fence here. I've got that little hook. So let's see, you have to be a little bit tricky with this. You have to like spin it, then it hangs here. Now sometimes the birds are a little nervous, so they'll come in, and you see how there's this little space between the fence? Sometimes they'll come through that space and grab a peanut and go back out in a sneaky, very little way there. So that's kind of fun. So we'll leave that there. We'll see what comes and eats that. Now, let's grab our oriole feeder. The one that has the oranges and the jelly. We're gonna take this one around the back because out in front, more people and cars come through there, and birds don't always like it when there's a lot of people around, especially orioles. So we're gonna hang this one in the back. We're gonna hang it right down here, and I have to go down this hill a little bit. Hopefully I don't fall, or else you're gonna get a little laugh. I put a little nail on this tree, so we'll hang that there. There we go. And you know what? It just flew by my head was a bee. Bees will also start to come here, and they'll be attracted to the sweet smell of the oranges and the jelly. And sometimes the bees and the ants will get stuck in there, but that's okay, because those birds will also eat bees and ants.